Yo, what's going on, guys? Mr. Bird here. Today, we are going to be reviewing some PvP gameplays against some of the top players in the world with my new TIRION deck. If you enjoy my videos, make sure to like and subscribe. The premises of this deck is just to use your TIRION as the main defensive stopper to clog the bridge area in front of your base. With the Divine Shield, he can keep the enemy troops, no matter how many units are there, for a very long time for your rocket tower to clean up. Prowler's good at dealing damage to Korbal and taking it down because most people use it as a distraction of your tower. And on the counter attack, it's very fast. It can do a lot of damage to the enemy towers as well. Here we have our first game against Fensen. I believe he was using... oh yeah, that's right, he's using Baron. He kind of went in a bit aggressive, I would say, against my Griffin. I think I just dropped the Griffin. Yeah, his Baron's actually really fast, and he decided to go pretty aggressive with Deep Breath, but I think the timing was a little bit off because my TIRION didn't die. It was just at the tail end of my Divine Shield, and resulted in TIRION being able to heal up my Huntress as well. And as you guys can see on the counter attack, I've got two stealth units, and they're both super fast. In this version, I'm running the Blizzard. I think that's before the patch 3.0. I can't remember. I think it is, yeah. So that's when Blizzard was still very common. So yeah, that Deep Breath to me meant it only hit tower and it didn't hit any of our units. That's why I know I can put Prowler down to go on the offensive quite aggressively. We were able to shut down his Dark Iron Miner as well to deny his economy, so I know that he's kind of low on gold right now. But his tower is already in Blizzard cycle range, and as you can see, very critical. That one Deep Breath overcommitment was all the difference that it makes in this game. Next game, we're against Dark, who's playing Hogger this time. He's got a tendency of using or going for the side tower execute combo, but I think I wasn't sure if... oh yeah, I think in the previous matchups, he always did that with his Hogger. But after losing a couple of times, I think this is the time where he decided to switch up his strategy and not go for the side tower execute combo immediately. As you can see, he's playing this quite normally and just fighting for the gold control and cycling his Hogger responsibly. Against melee units, TIRION can just pull them over to the side tower lane. If you see them turn left, it means they don't really want to go for your side tower. So anytime that they don't want to go for it, you'll try to pull them over to throw them off their game. And that's what we did and made him execute. And although it made us use the Divine Shield ability, but it didn't kill the TIRION, so we're still got a good counter push happening. And yeah, in return, we were able to kill a safe pallet. I didn't have Korbal on rotation because I used it on offense. Unfortunately, the safe pallet was a lost cause. Was bad timing. Just got his proximity mine just popped and it ended up killing both of our units. This time I know I had a feeling he was going to go down to hit my side tower, but he didn't really go all in as he normally would. He actually executed my main tower at this time. I guess it's probably because he saw me drop the TIRION, so he knows his Hogger can't get through. He's not running the skeleton in this deck, so I guess yeah, he can't play as aggressive. I decided to pressure his side tower because I just wanted to switch things up, and since I've got a TIRION on the counter push. Also, his Hogger was out of cycle, but yeah, he just managed to cycle back to finish off our Huntress. But as you can see, two of our units are on the tower, and we're getting some nice damage back. The benefit of this TIRION deck is it's quite quick in cycle, unlike my previous one, which I ran the Footman. This deck, the TIRION, is more of control purposes for this map. Oh, and I misclicked my Blizzard, as you can see. I just, yeah, misclicked my Blizzard. But we were already back in the damage lead, and the TIRION alone will be able to shut down a Hogger or any other melee unit push. As long as they don't have Polymorph, yeah, it could buy you enough time for the Rocket Tower to come in and deal the cleanup damage. So even against a late game Hogger, TIRION can go one-on-one with the help of your rocket tower. Yeah, so the key is to keep up the cycling against this Hogger, because late game his Hogger's going to be cycling really quick. I put a Griffin down just to be safe, to clean up the things quicker, because I'm not sure how long my Divine Shield has left. Oh, actually he did have skeletons in this matchup. Okay, interesting. Not sure why he didn't use it. I think, yeah, he must have gotten scarred from the previous games where I countered his side tower rush. Yep, the key is just to have TIRION match with his Hogger. But sometimes, in this case, I've got my Griffin there, so I want to see if I can get some damage with my Griffin as well. He actually got a hit. The Hogger actually got a swing plus the execute, but the TIRION is still able to hold his ground. I know we're in a damage lead, so I can just play more defensive. I wasn't really pressuring his tower as much as I needed to. Somehow we got 2 TIRIONs on the map. Yeah, without polymorph you just can't get through TIRION. It's just like a brick wall. Blizzard happened to have a better matchup in this case against his Griffin as well as his skeletons, so it was kind of in our favor. I think after the Blizzard change, I changed it to execute. Here we have a game against Filzy, and this is where I was using the execute in from this point onwards because of the Blizzard change. I thought I had a pretty favorable matchup with Rend because I've got the Huntress and the Griffin against air units, and execute's good against Gargoyle if he is running it. Both of us decided to start with a Prowler on the side turret. I think he was just trying to apply some pressure and force something out. But I was just trying to circle around the middle to prevent Dark Iron Miner. He decided to Deep Breath. I think it hit my Griffin. Yeah, didn't see that, but I went in to kill his Griffin and just get some early damage. This is a really important exchange in the game. It is absolutely critical because I decided to shut down his Rend with my TIRION to tank. And you'll see that the Rend dashes, I was a fraction late, probably half a second late with my core ball placement. I don't know what I was thinking. I should have just placed it immediately because we know Rend will dash. I guess I was, half hoping it didn't dash. But you should always know it always dashes. Actually misplaced my save palette here, just like that. But luckily he ended up using his core ball. So it worked out in our favor because we baited out a core ball. So now I can use my Huntress to clean out everything in the middle because he's got no core ball there to be able to distract me. But yeah, that Rend exchange took nearly half of our tower, and that was really critical and unfortunate turn of events. So anyway, I decided to drop my TIRION to support my Huntress because I can heal it up, and we got some lucky will pegs along the way. Didn't need to save palette because he has the fast ability, so that was an error on my part. It's kind of like a reflex thing to do because last season a lot of people ran the cloaking device. Still got to get myself out of that habit. He did a really nice Prowler to kill my Huntress first, so you guys should pay attention to that placement. Anytime you have a push going, you can use your Prowler to snipe their range unit. Unfortunately, I was being lazy. I should have Prowlered instead of Griffin. I was hoping my Griffin can drop some potions while taking out the Prowler. But not only it didn't kill the Prowler ended up killing my Miner along the way. So I cost myself 2 gold. And in the end, I had to play the Prowler anyway, and I missed the potion along the way. So you can call that an error as well. I think I probably overcommitted there because I needed to get my damage back, so I was a bit anxious going in with execute and save pile and all that. But that was probably not the right time to do a core ball. Again, he plays a Prowler because he's using the Predatory Instinct, so in a one-on-one situation, our Prowler will get the first hit. I didn't have enough gold to play TIRION, otherwise I was going to draw him over to the side tower. But as you can see, our Prowler with the Griffin potion drop, it's really high in speed. So here we just trade denials with our miner. I had to use a save palette to deny his miner because there's 3 gold on there. Forced out a Cobalt, which is always what I want to see because that means I can go in with my Huntress. If he doesn't use his Cobalt, then my Huntress basically can't be used. He places his wall peg on defense is really good. That fully counters my Prowler, so I had to just get some damage with Execute. At this point, the damage is really close, and I was a bit torn between how I should do my save palette. As you can see, I was hesitating heaps. Yeah, in the end, went for that, which is probably the worst choice of them all, to be honest. He cycles his deep breath, and I think that's the last one. Had to use a TIRION to prevent a Griffin from getting a hit on it, but I couldn't get back to my Execute. I was desperately trying to get back to my Execute. As you can see, I couldn't make it in time, and yeah, I mean, there's a lot of what ifs, but we lost by a thin margin. Next up, we have a Cairne matchup, and I think in this case, it's a pretty favorable matchup because of the Execute change. There's usually, yeah, so the save palette always takes care of the troll, and the Execute is always going to get damage on the Cairne. As you can see, he had to overcommit on defense, and I even had Holy Nova in this variation. I think I was trying out my Holy Nova because I got an epic Holy Nova in the grid, so I was just testing all 3 talents. This is a primary example of how TIRION would just clog up the lane. So as you can see, all his units would just stop here and they just can't get past. And sometimes they don't even trigger your Divine Shield, and you can actually go on an offense, counter offense with your TIRION to join either the side tower or just pressure their side tower. I think I decided to do a dual lane push and just go for his side tower. Go for his main tower without Prowler. See, most people have that auto reaction to just save palette the opposition save palette. It's actually a really bad habit because a lot of the people are using the coming in hot, so you can just ignore it if you've got a tanky troop still on the board like Cairne. If you guys pay attention, the TIRION is still alive from the very first defense. He executes in Griffin and Warstone Riders, and that's a huge overcommitment. He did get a bit of damage back because he needed to, because he was behind. But that was a 7 gold for 2, because I only used Griffin to shut that push down. And as a result, he doesn't have enough gold on defense. And yeah, we pretty much take his tower at this point. Here we have a Baron matchup. I can't remember exactly which match this is because I played this guy quite a few times. Most people only use, 2 or 3 decks, so I'm quite familiar with them in terms of what they're running. I think this guy's running the Ghoul, and I think later on he might change to Abomination, but probably not this game. Yeah. We sneak the Miner in, which is really great. I guess Baron, my habit is trying to pressure them on the side tower early on, just to push back the skeletons a bit. Because if you don't do that, the skeletons just end up getting chip damage on your main tower the whole game. He's pretty aggressive with this Dark Miner, cycling of that. So yeah, he's always in the middle mining for gold. I've got the Huntress in this matchup, so it's favorable against his Will Pegs and Griffins, so that's really good for us. I wanted to pressure his side tower, but unfortunately our TIRION died. I don't expect to really take his side tower, it's really just pushing it back a little bit so that, the skeletons don't just keep coming. I think I could have just used the TIRION to tank the Core. I was a bit slack on the defense, kind of just waited for the Core to lock on. Should have definitely tanked the TIRION earlier. Had to sacrifice a miner to kill the or to tank the safe pilot hit. But as you can see, Baron, one of the Baron's strong suits is to get chip damage. That's probably his most questionable move of the game, is just to do that. The Warpegs just gave me straight out 3 gold, and I took 2 more because my Prowler's on the counter attack against his Quillball. So he just lost 5 gold for no reason. And yeah, our Prowler's on the tower. I think I execute. Yeah, because he had to use his Ghoul and gave us some execute value on the tower, and that's pretty much all our damage back in one push. Good placement of Griffin. I don't even know which talent I'm running. I'm testing out all 3 talents on Griffin against different decks that I have. But I think I might be running... No, it's not the potion drop for this variation. It could be the Fury talent. So at this point, we're pretty even in damage. And yeah, just wanted to slow things down a little bit. When there's no gold in the middle, you can slow roll your troops from the back. You don't have to worry about denying their gold or rushing your troops down to deny them. So in the last minute plus overtime, I tend to just switch my attention to the main tower. But here I just want to get a nice solid defense in. He gave me a lot of execute value. Yep, so now I don't let his core ball get any damage, and with that, we have a pretty strong counter push going with TIRION and Huntress. TIRION's never going to catch up, but I just need him. I don't need him to be on the tower, I just need him to be close enough to my units to heal them. I just need my Prowler and Huntress to be the main tower damage dealers. As you can see, Prowler's really good. You can place them anywhere on the map and it'll join up with your main push. And that was pretty much game. Here the next match, we've got I think this is a Hogger matchup. Yeah, that's a Hogger matchup. His Hogger is slightly under-leveled. I mean, my TIRION is also level 8, but my TIRION is not a win condition. So he's slightly at a disadvantage with his level 8 Hogger. Yeah, I had to go in with Safe Pilot just to kill his Dark Iron Miner because he went with his Core Ball. But at this point, I think I'm back to the Potion Drop talent. Yeah, in this game. Griffin's also good at denying enemy miners. And if you can lay some potions along the map, that's a win-win situation. He just got his Warpegs down in time, otherwise my Prowler would have got so much value, so much damage against his tower. But luckily enough, our miner sneaked through and got 1 gold, and it forced out a Safe Pilot, which is a good trade for us. I'll get my Prowler down to pick up the potion as well as deny his miner. I don't want to pressure his side tower when his Hogger or Warpegs are in rotation, so I generally just circle around to the middle. The Cloak is useful. I mean, I know a lot of top players are running Predatory Instinct, but for me, I just play better with Cloak. And if you guys can see, it's on 1 HP, and the dash and all the hits still did so much damage. Purely because it's got Cloak and it walked past a flying Griffin. So if that was the Predatory Instinct, it wouldn't have worked in this scenario. I think he got, yeah, so he just revealed he's got Polymorph as well, which is interesting because I would have used it a lot earlier against my TIRION. But he hasn't done that so far in this game. Yeah, I couldn't protect my miner, unfortunately. I was late. But in return, the Prowler's always going to force out multiple defense. They need a unit to tank, and they need a flying unit to also kill it. So I can always get some value. In this case, he got our save pilot got the Griffin and the World Pegs. Against Hogger, we can't really play a lot of Huntress, because it's just, if you push into the Hogger, it's just going to give them a lot of value in return. Yeah, Polymorph and Slave Pilot is really strong. It kills a lot of things in one hit. So he decided to kill my Huntress in this case. This game is also a lot about denying gold. I don't have Dark Iron Miner, so I'm always a little bit behind. Probably didn't need to Slave Pilot that, but I don't have the range talent, so a lot of the times they hit me first. Yeah, I know he's back to the Dark Iron Miner, so I'm going with my Prowler preemptively. And he had enough gold, so he ended up getting pretty much all the gold on that map. Okay, just 2. I'm in the damage lead, so I can cycle some executes in overtime. And I decided to give up on the middle mines because I've got no chance. His Hogger is about powered up now. Interesting that he went for my side tower this time. Yeah, if you follow through the exchange, it's probably not the best, because I would have saved the Polymorph for my TIRION to go try to barge through my main tower, but instead he used Polymorph on my side tower. And as a result, he can't get through my main tower because I can just put a TIRION down to store him. Yeah, so by the time he's back to his Polymorph, it's already too late. His Hogger is basically dead, and we sneak a win like this. In the final game, we're against the Baron as well. So yeah, always good to have your Kobold in the starting hand. He's kind of late with his Kobold, so that's a questionable move. He's really late with his Kobold. His Dark Iron Miner was almost dead. But, I mean, I'm not really complaining. I'll take that. I guess he was just trying to cycle. But yeah, the save pilot ended up killing him as well. Against level 10 players, I know I'm already behind in tower, so I'm getting into the habit of not taking any early damage on the tower. So I'm always trying to defend and prevent damage as much as I can, because a lot of times I make the mistake of sacrificing damage on my main tower to get additional gold for the counter push. Yeah, I was 1 card away from the Kobold, but the Wolf, so I had to really cycle the Wolf, but ideally I didn't want to play the Wolf over there, but had no choice. He's always got a late Kobold coming. That one gave us 2 gold, so that's already a win. He's back to mining it again, but we've already mined 1, so I wasn't in a rush to deny him. Yeah, so I had plenty of time to get back to my Kobold. Rocket Tower is a lot better than Dragon Towers. If it was Dragon Towers, my tower would be chipped down a lot more. But fortunately, we're not too far behind in damage. Did end up giving up the gold on the in the middle, but the Huntress ended up making up for it by killing a lot of his units. So as you can see, a lot of the time it's about being patient early game and just not being too rushed. Okay, I guess he's had enough, so he decided to go for execute and Kobold combo. Yeah, as you can see, my tower's nearly dead. But no rush, because he don't have skeletons, so I know it's not going to take my tower immediately. So I just put my Prowler down, pick up the potions, Here I've learned my lesson not to Holy Nova, sorry, not to save pallet the enemy save pallet, because my Huntress and Prowler would just take care of it naturally, and the burn damage is already sustained, so it's not going to make any difference if whatever I do. Unfortunately, he blocked it with with his core ball, so our Prowler couldn't get onto his tower. So the only damage I got out of that was an execute, and sometimes that's all you need. An extra execute here and there is all you need to win the game. I think he's going to go for his execute combo again, but yeah, I've just put my TIRION down here just to hold that spot, I guess. And then I can send my reinforcements from my top right hand corner deploy zone. That's usually where I like to deploy. Unfortunately, I was a bit late with the core ball, so yeah, the Huntress died. Otherwise, the Huntress would have got some value. It's probably a bit too late in the game, in my opinion, for him to be cycling executes like that on my side tower. I mean, he did take it. Even if he did take it, he's not gonna have enough time to generate him any value. While he's busy fighting, he's still cycling it. I'm stealing the gold mine in front of my base, and wherever I can, I just get an execute in. And as you guys can see, I think the only damage I got is tower the whole game is probably he executes. And that's all we need to win the game. Well, thank you guys for watching, and I will be back with the next one soon. Bye!